have had a recent negative test or have fully recovered from a recent bout of COVID-19.
And Indian authorities are stitching together a new plan to deal with a potential power shortage. A majority of provinces have been running low on coal inventory for the past month. Here's Ishan Gerg with more.
Officials have decided to ramp up coal supply to state-owned power companies to ensure fair distribution. They're also considering using imported coal to fire up the power stations to reduce the burden on domestic coal suppliers. At the same time, states which are producing excess power and selling them on the power grid will be penalized. The surplus power will be supplied to other states in need as opposed to private players. These decisions come as concerns have been rising over potential blackouts. Some states are already seeing sporadic power cuts, but authorities say there is no long-term crisis as of now.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking in more depth today at COVID-19 figures in Russia that are moving in the wrong direction. The country posted its highest daily number of COVID-19 deaths since the start of the pandemic, 973 people dying from the virus on Monday, amid a fourth wave of infections that is also poised to exceed the previous peak. FSN's Julia Chapman is our Moscow bureau chief and says Russia has been recording record COVID numbers for 10 of the past 14 days.
Russia likes to point out that it was the first country in the world to approve a COVID-19 vaccine for widespread use. And over the summer, when the third wave of infections came along, there was a huge push to get people vaccinated. Cafes, restaurants and cultural events in parts of the country started requiring a QR code proving that someone had been vaccinated or recently recovered from the virus or had a negative PCR test. And all of that did significantly accelerate the rate of inoculation. But since then, there's been a big drop. And as it stands, less than 40% of Russians have been fully vaccinated.
She says the country's health minister is warning that hospital beds are filling up rapidly, but it's currently up to regional leaders to decide whether to introduce fresh lockdowns. Sensing their unpopularity, the national government in Moscow devolved that power to them several months ago. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap our top stories, the US says it will reopen its land borders to fully vaccinated travellers from Canada and Mexico. The EU will today offer to remove a majority of post-Brexit checks on British goods entering Northern Ireland. The French government is considering whether to extend until next summer the obligation to show a COVID-19 health pass to access public spaces. And Indian authorities are stitching together a new plan to deal with a potential power shortage. That's the latest feature story news. Chris Jones reporting.
I don't know if anybody else heard the end of that, but they said they're opening up the borders again for people to travel. And that means the Canadians are coming! The Canadians are coming! Yeah, look out.
Only if they're vaccinated.
Oh no, they're coming in their RVs too! Nah, bring them on.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the casino parking lot full of RVs in a long time. All right.
That's right.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. I did look over at the casino, though, the other day, and they got like some earth movers and heavy equipment there for that hotel.
They do.
Yes.
Yeah. That Caterpillar and that Road Patrol are pretty good sized machines.
I know. I just, when I see stuff like that, I want to be one of those guys that drinks too much and gets on one in the middle of the night.
You know what I thought when I was out there for their groundbreaking was that Caterpillar's a pretty good sized cat, and they keep telling that's a big swampland out there.
Uh-huh.
So I had this vision of it going out into the swampland.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, okay.
And there's this Caterpillar all sunk in, right?
That's right, exactly. But, actually, Jason and I were just talking yesterday, I think it was the day before yesterday, about we have had almost zero Canadians at the golf course. We have zero Canadians at the golf course. And they could, some years they're 20% of our total business.
I bet.
And so we were pretty, he goes, well, I don't know if we'll ever get it open. Well, then 2 days later, they make this announcement. A little late for us, but, hey, it's our step in the right direction, right?
Yes, and I'm excited because there's lots of cute girls that show up on Tinder from across the border.
Yeah, you're going to have to check their vaccinations first.
Oh, show me your card.
Show me your card. Yeah.
Show me your card.
Well, and I guess in Canada they can mix and match their vaccinations.
Oh,
so keep that in mind.
I'm hoping we can do that in America because I want to switch up for if I get a booster. I want to switch it up. So I hope they allow that, or I have to pretend or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for Moderna to do their thing. So at this point, it's not approved.
All right.
It's coming.
I have something that's approved. It's the weather forecast for today. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
It's awful gray out there. Awful gray
It
out
is.
there. Oh, man. You don't even want to know what our high temperature is going to be today. I hope this is a misprint. 42.
Really?
42.
42?
Cloud and rain, maybe even some snow, depending on where you are, early on in the day, and then becoming intermittent late in the day. High of 42. All right, tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, down to 31. A little better for tomorrow, 48, mostly cloudy, just a 10% chance of rain. Friday, morning showers, 51 and 37 for the high and low, 30% chance of rain. Looking a little bit better for the weekend, thank you, because, well, we got a big music festival happening in Chihuila, and it is going to be 63 and partly cloudy on Saturday, just a 25% chance of rain. 62 and partly cloudy and a 20% chance of rain on Sunday. Both days we'll be there in the park setting up soliciting donations for a few hours each day. So if you want to come in and get a jump on your fall membership, because I haven't sent the letters out yet, you can come see us. But don't huddle up in my tent. I'll make you wear masks. So if it's raining and you think you're going to get in the DJ tent to get out of the rain, you better have a mask. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
So where will you be set up?
We'll kind of be in that same area where we are at Chautauqua. I'm going to be off. I think the last time there was in Chautauqua, we were kind of angled and facing the stage, and that's where we'll be again. Right there, kind of. And I think the kettle corn guy's coming back, going to be close to us too, so that's cool.
So are you going to be there both days?
Yeah, I'll make an appearance both days. So
really, you're going to be there on Country Music Day.
I will tolerate that. Yes.
Okay.
Only because I love the singing Fire Chief. Okay, and he's playing. Okay. So no, full slate of bands both days. So.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. I love their poster.
All right. I haven't even seen the poster. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I have it saved. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool poster. Yeah.
Cool. I'll throw it up on our Facebook page. So this is exciting. What I'm really, of course, I'm a rock and roll guy, so I'm really excited for Saturday. And a couple of the folks that have played at our mini concerts, Rusted Hand and Jason Van O, are both going to be there. So, and they did such an awesome job at our shows. I'm excited to see them with their full bands. Because Rusted Hand, they came in and did an acoustic set because they are a hard rock band, and they did a phenomenal job of toning down their original music for us, and it's such a small room here in the theater. They brought half the drum kit and stuff like that, and then Jason Van No, he has a full band, but he came with his buddy Ray Northwest, and they just did some classic rock tunes, and it was really different too. I hope they do some of it during the show. Jason's original music is a lot like classic rock, but the different thing is Ray Northwest raps in it. So you've got this music with this classic rock feel, and then they'll go into almost like a Linkin Park little rap jam in the middle of the rock song, and I don't know, it works. It works for them. So yeah,
good. Good.
And nothing else. You know what? It's live music.
You're right. Well, and it looks like they're going to have a fair number of vendors there too.
Yeah.
So,
it's been a tough thing to put together because of COVID, but Michelle from 509's Finest has done an awesome job, and she's working hard at it. So let's get out there and support it, because if it goes over well, they're going to do it again. And I know she was trying to get a beer garden, but that's tough. So I don't know how that's going to plan out, and I haven't talked to her this week. So
yeah, last I heard, she was still waiting for a permit, I guess. But I guess I just don't know. But there'll be food vendors there and other vendors there.
Yeah.
You're right. It'll be live outdoors. It's been a while since anything like that happened. I do, just based on talking to Sandy, it's pretty much been her, and where she can, get some volunteers together.
Yes.
And, and then I brought up the poster here, and basically it's sponsored by Acres United, Drug, Access, and I can't read that, Cannabis.
Yes.
And you.
Yes, and now
KCHW.
and Hartel's Mountain Saw and Tractor has joined the pack too to help sponsor it and just help her out with some of it.
Good.
And we should get out and support it, because if it goes well, this is something Michelle wants to keep doing. So,
Yeah.
and
All right, good.
we got a beautiful park to have a little music festival every year. So,
Okay. Well, Scott, I'm going to be there for sure, because one of the vendors is a donut shop.
oh, so but you got a bad knee. Are they wheeling you in?
I'll figure out. I'll tell Loretta, I got this hand truck. Just strap me to the hand truck.
Hey, she can just call me, and I'll come to the car, and I'll put you on the hand truck.
Okay.
We're gonna need a couple pushers, though.
Yeah, I was going to say. Just make sure I'm strapped on.
All right. Well, okay, if I have to. That'd take some of the fun out of it, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bad news. Christmas has been canceled.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. President Biden canceling Christmas. No. President Biden rushing to relieve congestion across the country's complex shipping supply chain as it threatens to disrupt the holiday season for millions of Americans. There's stuff we can't get, folks.
Yep.
And this Amazon shipping thing, I am so done with it. All right. And then just over 10 weeks until Christmas, White House is leaning heavily on port operators, transportation companies, and labor unions to work around the clock, unloading ships and hauling cargo to the warehouses around the country. It isn't a problem where we can't get the stuff. It's here waiting to come ashore.
Yeah. Well, then I read the other day, they're running out of warehouse space.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Everything got bottlenecked, and we can't get it out so the people will buy it.
exactly.
Then they're going to get all this stuff in the store, and then it'll be time for another stimulus so we can go out and buy it.
Oh, okay.
Man, government's really changed in the 20s.
So the toys will say, brought to you by your tax dollars.
All right, it says Biden will virtually meet today with industry leaders before delivering a speech on the administration's efforts to address the bottlenecks. Supply chain mess risks creating new economic and political turbulence for Biden in the coming months. Empty store shelves could undermine the administration's economic recovery plans and weigh on consumer confidence. And memories of a disappointing Christmas could linger into 2022. All right, the supply chain problems expected to last much longer than many officials and economists expected just a few months ago. But I remember back in 2020.
Oh, that far back.
Yes, that far back when Mike Pence said, hey, this pandemic's going to cause some real supply chain problems. Do you remember saying that?
I do.
Yeah.
I remember saying that.
I don't think it's been as bad as maybe we thought, or maybe it is and we just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but, maybe I'm way more astute than I give myself credit for.
You could be. Well, I made a comment when this first started that, most people have about 400 friends on their Facebook page. Pick one of them because they're not going to be there when this is over with. And I was just trying to point out that it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks ago, the government comes out and says 1 in 500 people are now died from COVID. And so there's a lot of people that are missing one or more, friends due to COVID. So it's sad when those kind of things come true. The supply chain thing, though, where I seem to notice it most is in the packaged meat section, not your what do you call it? The stuff that comes from like Oscar Mayer and that kind of stuff. That area, I mean, you can go get a steak and you can go get some ribs and all that kind of stuff. It's nice and full at our local store. But it seems like the meat section is always the packaged meat, sandwich meats, that kind of stuff, bacon, that kind of stuff is always really thin and picked through.
Yeah, it's because those are all processed to begin with. And a lot of those manufacturing plants or processing plants were shut down. and so they couldn't process anything because of COVID, and then they can't find enough people to go to work, and stuff like that.
And people don't want to work anymore because they had a bunch of time off, and they're just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I read a really good article the other day they were talking about how hard it is to get people to come back to work, and there's all kinds of theories out there, but this one I thought really had a lot of value to it. During this period of time, there's a fair number of people that readjusted their spending habits, and so they effectively lowered their standard of living, without that income.
Yeah.
And so they're starting to weigh, especially in dual income households, they're starting to say, do I really want, to go back to work? Is it really worth it? Is the exposure worth it? Is the the increased taxes worth it? Stuff like that.
Sure.
One side of me says that's pretty healthy because I think it'll help with what I call the nuclear family relationships. The other side of me, it's going to create issues because of domestic consumption.
Yeah.
So,
if nobody wants to work, how does anything get done?
Yeah, exactly.
Like ships getting unloaded. Well, here is the biggest cause of people not showing up to work, I think.
I hate this job.
They just hate their job.
That's right.
And that'd have a big incentive, too. If you hated your job, I don't want to go back to work. I don't think it's going to happen this month. All right, so there you go. Buy your Christmas presents now and really cause some problems. That's all I'm saying.
Well, actually, the pundits are saying you should start buying your Christmas presents.
Yeah, that's
they may not be there.
That's what I'm making a joke, and it turns out the big seller this year going to be Play-Doh. Made in your oven and packaged at home. I think, I realize our economy relies so much on Christmas. It's a huge part of it.
Right.
But I also think that's such a mistake that so many people go into debt around the holidays just to have all those Christmas presents. And when I had kids, I played the game, but as soon as they all got older, I was like, yeah, we're done with that.
Yeah.
To me, it just doesn't make sense to spend all that money on stuff. And they want us to do it. Doesn't mean it's right or it's healthy for American families and your pocketbook and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's a tough line. You want to see the economy keep going, but really, we're going to support our economy with plastic toys from China. Okay.
I saw this article the other day. It said we could solve the ships being parked off of the coast problem by making everything in the U.S. That's what I did. Started laughing.
Where are we going to find these people to make it?
Well, that in theory, that sounds really, really great, but it's not going to work.
The logistics. Now we have
logistics.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anybody left in America that would know how to tool a factory?
Right.
Because we've sent them all overseas. We're going to have to hire people from overseas to build our factories.
Yeah.
If we were going to do that.
Well, I think one of the really healthy things coming out of this is the reemphasis on skilled trades. You're starting to see a lot of articles and advertising and push towards getting people to develop skilled trades, which is almost 180 degrees opposite what it was 5-10 years ago. And I happen to believe, personally, I've always believed that skilled trades kind of been taking it in the shorts because of the technology stuff that's happened.
Well, you've really seen it, too, we were already talking about it here in Stevens County before the pandemic, and it really showed up during the pandemic because people had a lot of free time. So I want my deck redone. And then they found out, I got to wait 2 months for a contractor? Yeah, because there's not that many of them.
Yeah. Well, right now I know that just talking to people who want to get a house built up here in the golf course, they're 2 to 3 year wait.
Wow.
And part of it is just remoteness. You're not in a larger metropolitan area, but a lot of it is they're busy and they've already got full crews and they can't add more people because they don't have the people to add. They're not available to add, and I think in my mind anyway, what that's done though is it's also increased the value of apprenticeships and internships and things like that. And so it'll catch up with itself. But yeah, I mean, here at the golf course right now, we've got 18 homes that are either being built, getting started, or site plans have been approved to be built. And you start talking to these people, and they're 2 years out at a minimum. Some of them 3.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Well, and then you leverage that down as you go down into the city. I mean, because there's things being built around, down in Chihuila proper itself, and then you start looking at additional housing and additional commercial activity. Well, the products, as a general rule, not going to be the problem. The problem is going to be the skilled labor, or even your general labor, to come in and build those things. They don't build by themselves.
No.
So, no, I guess it's a nice problem to have if you're a builder or if you're willing to work. But it's a terrible problem to have if you're looking for affordable housing.
Sure. And that just adds to our housing problem that's going on already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because right now, if I were to go to you and say, Scott, let's get together and let's build 10 houses and let's make them affordable. The issue is, to begin with, it would take us probably 6 months to a year just to get an approval process taken care of. And then once that's approved, then we still need to, bring it to market. And that's 2 to 3 years out. So, I mean, right now, it's going to be a 2 to 3 year scramble for enough housing.
Well, and you better build it out of bricks, because you're not going to be able to afford the price of wood.
Yeah, well, and forget about getting an appliance. You might as well just, put a big fire pit outside.
We got everything but a stove and a fridge.
That's right.
All right, let's wrap this up, move along, and just see if you have any updates from our area nonprofits.
I do. I'm going to really, the chamber, of course, we're in the middle of our virtual auction. The auction itself will be done on the 15th, which I believe is
just
Friday.
A couple days left.
Couple of days left. I was in there yesterday kind of, going around. Looks like we're getting pretty good reception from people going into the virtual site. And there's a lot of nice stuff in there, especially if you want to take a couple of days away from town. I mean, the Coeur d'Alene Resort, there's Triple Play, there's the Hiltons. I mean, there's a lot of stuff tied in there that I think a lot of people would just want like an overnight trip, that type of thing.
Sure.
So I encourage people to go in there and take a peek at it. And I've got the website is actually chihuila.org/auction. And you should be able to go onto the chamber website, and there should be a link there to get you over there also. And it's pretty neat in the sense, like I've bid on a couple of things, and as soon as you bid, you know exactly where you stand. And you get it texted to you. If you've got that capability, it'll be emailed to you so you can stay on top of that. And if you get outbid, it immediately tells you you're outbid, that type of thing. So and there again, it's the main fundraiser for the chamber to take care of what I call the infrastructure needs, the flowers downtown, the music downtown, Sandy, the bricks and mortar, where it is and stuff like that.
Well, and it is your guys' pretty much your only event that you had to raise money, and having the auction and the dinner was a big deal, and it's up front, and you got warm butts in the seats. So this is a lot harder, and I'm imagining you guys are not having the fundraising that you would by having the dinner. You had to do this last year. How's our chamber faring through this? It concerns me just because it's got to be tough for them. Even though you're doing the online auction, it's not the same as having the dinner.
No, the chambers actually, I think, and thanks to a lot of Chihuilians, the chamber's doing really okay. I mean, a lot of it has to do with Sandy and grants. We discovered the world of grants because of COVID, and so we're able to go out and there are people like Inovia and AARP and the state of Washington, the Commerce Department. I mean, there was a fair number of grants early on the chamber didn't qualify for because they're a 501c6, and generally speaking, they don't like those for grants. But then they started recognizing that, hey, these are valuable drivers of the economy in these, especially these smaller communities. And so the grants became available. So I think because of that, I know last year we ran a promotion where double your member dues, that type of thing. It was voluntary. And I would say at least 50% of the businesses locally doubled their member dues.
Nice.
For the year, which was nice. Yeah. I mean, it's made it more innovative. How's that sound?
Yeah. All right.
And then of course, from a budgetary standpoint, you really watch where the money's going. I think that, so I think overall, if you really think of the pandemic, Chihuila in itself is really done relatively well compared to some communities. And the chamber is able to, I guess, tap into that. So yeah, the fundraiser, I don't know what the final number was last year, but I'm going to say it was probably half of what the dinner auction normally does. And that was a big number. I think 2 years ago it was around $38,000. And so that's a big number for a small chamber.
Yeah.
And so you just start looking at different alternatives. I know that the chamber right now is going through a analysis of projects to take a look at. They started the process last Friday, and it'll be over the next month of different things that we can look at putting back into the community. Not only supporting businesses, but supporting other items and with maybe some infrastructure type things. So that I think they're going to start prioritizing that. Well, I know they are. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to be there because of my leg, where I've been out of town. But Sandy does a pretty good job of keeping me updated on that. So it's doing okay. They're meeting live again at the casino. All social distancing, masks, and all that have to be there. And I think where, to give you an idea, I guess where you normally get maybe 30 people show up at a chamber meeting. In a size 40. I think last week Sandy said there were 18 people there. So, there's just a whole lot of different dynamics like that. So, but it still needs a lot of support. The businesses need support downtown. That's where the chamber bucks are probably the most effective way to do that, because 100% of that money has to go back into the local community. So.
And that is not something that you guys make money off of. So don't think that you're. I'm just saying this for other people, but don't think that if you're using chamber bucks that you're supporting local businesses, but it's not putting money in the chamber's pocket to keep it alive.
No, it's 100% back, and that's pretty unique. Yeah, there are other chambers that do a variety of different promotions similar to that, like wooden nickels and stuff like that.
Sure.
But what they do is they
trim a little bit to help their fundraising.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser. So they might take 5 or 10% off the top to go back to the chamber. And this one's 100% back into the community.
Now, the auction, you said runs through the 15th. That's Friday. Does it go till like 5? Does it go through the whole day?
So I believe it goes to 5 o'clock.
And it goes to 5 o'clock. So get your bidding in now.
Yeah, you could. And if I'm going to have to be, actually, I'm going to be on a conference call Friday afternoon, theoretically from 1 to 5. So I'm going to try to be on this Zoom call and then watch my items at the auction at the same time.
So if you're bidding against Mike on anything, that'll be an excellent chance to steal it.
That's right. Exactly. The other big thing for the fundraiser is the raffle basket of gift cards. Here's the one question I had. Can you get your tickets for that online, or do you got to go into the chamber to get them? You've got to go to the chamber. You've got to go to the chamber, Acres, Valley Drug, Independent, Banner Bank, or I believe also now Washington Federal. Okay. And you can get tickets there. The last number I got was with last week. It's up over $2,000 right now. Wow. So, which is nice. Yeah, And that'll actually run till December 4th.
Oh, that's right. It's going through the city sidewalks, right?
City sidewalks, exactly. So, as far as the auction goes, time is of the essence. There's a fair number of more items that are available, but that'll be a second auction. I think they're looking at doing it around February, but don't quote me on that. So that because we're still really, the old craft and draft, which was the winter fundraiser in February. We're hoping that that'll still happen. We can do that, but there again, that's a sit down, or it's not a sit down, but it's a place where people can congregate, like in the Civic Center. So that's going to be really dependent upon that.
Sure.
So lots of stuff happening there. Probably the biggest thing coming up I want to talk about is Boo Fest. Have you seen the new calendar? Have you seen the poster on Boo Fest?
I have not seen that poster either. I don't get out much.
Oh. Well, you need to follow the Facebook page for the chamber.
Okay,
because actually, I've never met this lady, but a gal named Jennifer Kerr developed this. You probably know her.
I know her name. I hear it all the time, so she must be up to something.
Okay. And it's really cool. In fact, Brandon, when I talked to him about it, he says, I think this will be a collector's item. So from now on, we need to start making these as collector items so we can, use them in the future for like fundraising.
Well, that's what Tim Nielsen does with his posters for the First Thursday Art Walks. Every artist gets a new poster, and they're swanky. They are nice posters. I probably got, 12 of them now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never even thought about that. But yeah, so Sandy posted the poster on Facebook yesterday, I believe. It's not 100% finalized, but it really gives you a feel. And what Jennifer did is she took the chamber logo and made it into a haunted house.
Oh, nice.
So just really dynamic.
I like it already.
Exactly. So, but anyway, Boo Fest is coming up on the 29th. It's from 3:30 in the afternoon until 5:30.
If you don't know what that is, if you're new to town, that's where you can get the kids out and trick or treat all the downtown businesses.
All the downtown businesses. As of last week, we have 34 businesses signed up.
Good.
And if you do the quick math, there's not 34 businesses downtown.
So we're bringing some in.
Yeah, so we're bringing them in. Yeah, we're encouraging people, the outside businesses, to have a presence down on Main Street. And so, like, I know that Rusty Putter, for instance, for us to participate in Boo Fest, normally it just doesn't work because we're 5 miles from town. But we're going to team up with Quartzite. We'll be on their site for Boo Fest. We talked to Napa, and we're going to be able to use half of their parking lot for booths. So people can come down and use that. Cities have been more than gracious with some of the area around their place. Just to give you an idea, we're working on fire burgers. We're hoping the volunteer fire department can make it so that fire burgers will be available on Friday. If not, we have a backup plan to that. The schools are all being reached out to because we did it at that time so the kids could actually tie it back into school and just leave school and come to Boo Fest.
Nice.
Which makes it nice in itself, you're right. And by the way, the reason it's going to be done at 5:30 is, first of all, a lot of the business is closed, but the other one is it gets dark. So, and you don't want a bunch of kids running around downtown when it's dark out.
No.
Where, Brandon's talking to Little Shop of Horrors as a cross promotion. I guess that they have limited tickets, but we're trying to work on a way to get that out there.
We had Eric on yesterday from the show. And just in case people didn't catch, that's a new play being put on by Nothing to Lose Productions, and that's Janet McLaughlin, Jessica Setti, Cindy Hogan, Christine Carpenter. They worked together on these, putting on a Little Shop of Horrors. It is running, since you mentioned it, we should tease it, October 22nd and 23rd, 7 p.m. showtimes, October 24th, and a Sunday afternoon matinee at 2 p.m. Then again, it'll run the following weekend, right before Halloween, October 29th and 30th. Showtimes at 7 p.m. both days. Tickets $20, available at Acres and Valley Drugs. You also can get them online at our.show/Chihuila /little shop. All right, our.show/Chihuila /little shop. Say that 3 times real fast.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now this is gonna be phenomenal because Clint Carey has got the lead. Him and Bob Stevens have like the big roles in this, and they are both phenomenal actors. I mean, like world-class actors. These guys are good. I mean, you go and watch them do something, and you're just like, wow, these guys are in Chihuila. So it's going to be a fantastic reimagining of the Little Shop of Horrors here in Chihuila.
Okay, and a great tie-in to Boo Fest.
Yes, definitely.
You know, especially since we're doing the same thing, get people downtown at the same time. We're going to convert the music downtown over to Halloween-type music for the afternoon during that period of time. We checked with, oh, my mind just went blank, Tri-County Health, is it Matt up there? About COVID-type protocols to follow, so we're making sure we're covered there, and his recommendation was the typical, encourage people to wear masks, don't show up if you're sick, that type of thing. And we actually are the chamber is going to actually have a booth where we'll be giving away free masks and hand sanitizer as you're downtown. I put my order in for good weather to Scott.
Oh, yeah, don't blame that on me.
The long-term projected forecast says it should be relatively decent. Okay.
All right. So I'll say, yeah, I can do that. And if it doesn't work out, I'll say I was sabotaged.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And then contests. We're going to have photo contests for the best costume in 3 different age groups. And right now, for contest prizes, we're going to have $25 gift card from Valley Drug in each one of the age groups and chamber bucks. And a third item that I couldn't remember, so it's a mystery item. How's that sound?
Okay.
Business, we're going to have a business adult best costume, best candy being out by a business, best COVID mask.
So there's a competition.
For a little bit of competition there. And then there's several other things kind of be finalized a week from this Thursday. And then, I don't know if did you get my email about see if we could get a phenomenal underwriting from KCHW?
I did. And
Okay.
I sent you a response. Did you send me some copy back?
No, I did not get a response.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, I did. But I've been having some email problems, so I was going to say that at some point during the show today. If you've been trying to email me, it might not have gotten through.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I remember getting
back. So some bullet points, and I'll put it on the end of your announcement. How's that?
Oh, yeah. I sent you back some bullet points, I think.
Okay. I will look for that.
Okay. If not, let me know.
All right.
Okay. And then City Sidewalks should have some more information on it next week for sure, because I know they met last Friday, I think, or Thursday to start putting together whatever they do there. So lots of stuff happening in the chamber for downtown. Creative District got the big call coming up this Friday afternoon. We'll know what the grant amounts are going to be and the guidelines, and we'll be able to talk about that in a week. We're still encouraging people to go to the Creative District website, which is ChihuilaCreativeDistrict.org. And in that website, there's a place you can click on that you can give us ideas of what you think Chihuila needs, and so we're trying to get that list built and then prioritize it relative to funding, that type of thing. So it's a great opportunity for a little bit of input there. Other than that, Rusty Putter will be going to seasonal hours starting next week. So we'll only be open Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. They're officially closed for the season this coming Sunday. Hours will be 8 to 7 Friday and Saturday, and then 8 to 3 on Sundays. And we are planning on doing winter sports this year, so there'll be more information coming on that as we get closer to winter. So
if we have snow.
If we have snow, yeah.
All right.
And the golf course is closing this Sunday for the 18-hole course. The pro shop will be closed. The 9-hole course, you can just show up and go play. Just follow the appropriate fall etiquette, like don't play if it's frosty, don't walk on the greens, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's probably what I've got.
All right, Mr. Mike Bant's nonprofit roundup for the city of Chihuila. Thank you, Mike.
You bet.
All right, before we move to our break and next segment, we usually throw in a little trivia. And, hey, we're on time today. Wow. Wow.
We made up time.
Wow. Wow.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
This is where I pick on Big Mike.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, shifting gears with Big Mike and some trivia questions before we go to break. First up, all of Mr. Rogers' trademark sweaters had what in common, Mike?
They were red.
No, sir.
Oh,
It's how they were made.
they were handmade
Take it a little further. By who?
by Mr. Rogers.
By his mommy.
His mommy.
His
Oh, really?
mommy
Okay,
made
I
all of his
never got
sweaters.
that. Okay.
Wow. And she always made the heads too small. All right, 30% of men's clothing purchases have this in common. It's kind of along the same
30%.
vein now. 30% of
30%.
men's clothing purchases have this in common.
They're 30% of all men's purchases have this in common.
Your answer is going to be slightly related to the last question.
They're manufactured.
No?
They're
They're
made out of cloth.
they're purchased by women. 30% of
Oh,
men's
really?
clothing purchased by women.
Oh, okay.
All
That's
right.
what, thinking personally, I think that's probably true.
I bet Loretta's bought you some underwear before and some socks. Because she probably washes them a fair amount of them.
The problem with me is I think I'm like most guys. I'll wear it until it falls apart. So she notices that maybe it's starting to look like it's a little worn.
Yeah, when the elastic band starts to come off of the rest of the underwear, that's just a handle.
That's right. Exactly.
They're not ready to be thrown out yet. That's a handle.
Well, what do you mean that sock's got a hole in it? That's okay. My toes are still covered.
All right. Last year with these was 2015. Wow. The last year with one of these was 2015. The next will be 2026. Now, this one's going to be really tough. I don't know how to give you a hint. The last year with these was 2015. The next will be 2026. And
2015.
it means we have 3 of something in each of those years. 3 of something.
It's got to be something to deal with the solar system, right?
Well, how the planet spins and how the calendar works.
So it's got to be
Think
when
Halloween.
the moon and Mars and the Earth all line up.
Think of Halloween.
Oh, it's a full moon on.
Or think of something scary. The last year with 3 of these was 2015. The next with 3 of these will be 2026. What are they? They happen during a calendar year. It'll happen 3 times in 2026. We just had one. Well, think of something scary like Halloween. What's the next scariest thing other than Halloween?
Total eclipse.
No. Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I've never really followed that. So.
Yeah. At first when I read it, I thought they meant there was a new movie coming.
Friday the 13th, version 212.
All right. Let's shift gears for a moment. I'm going to let you spell bingo. That's B-I-N-G-O. Just
Okay.
I have a hard time with it. First one will begin with a B. Your first answer. To cook something in very hot water.
Boil.
A major retail chain that sells reasonably priced furniture.
IKEA.
Oh, that was a tough one. A flight which takes you from one place to the next with no stops in between.
Nonstop.
A group or collection of people.
Group.
Well, okay. I was looking for gathering, but you got it.
Okay.
Oh, cheater, pumpkin eater. Someone who watches over a sporting event or a world record attempt.
Observer.
Looking for official.
Official.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did not quite spell bingo, so you do not get any breakfast. You hear that, Loretta? No breakfast for Mike. He couldn't spell bingo.
Well, I'm not doing very well today. I think I just need to. I just need to hang up my whatevers.
Oh, I got a fun one for you here as we wrap things up. Average size of this room in an American home was increased 50% in the last 3 decades. What room is it?
Bathroom.
Master bedroom.
Oh, really?
Right.
Oh, okay.
October 16th is Bosses Day. Can you name 2 TV bosses?
2 TV bosses, huh?
That's what I was thinking. It's kind of, I don't watch a lot of sitcoms, so.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm trying to think 2 TV bosses. Boy, I can't.
All right. Was one of, like, Lou from the Mary Tyler Moore Show? Wasn't he the head of the newspaper, Lou?
Yeah, he was. Okay. He was head of the
There's
yeah.
one.
Okay.
And then you've got like Parks and Recreations has got a boss, and Steve Carell from The Office. I suppose he was the boss. So,
right.
Yeah. All right. A couple more trivia questions. In a survey of sleep habits, 40% of those surveyed say they do this several times a night. 46% said they occasionally do it, and 14% said they never do it.
Get up and go to the bathroom.
Now flip your pillow to the cool side.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think that number would be a lot higher, based on personally anyway.
I don't do it.
Really?
I never flip.
I do.
I used to, I think, when I was younger, but yeah, it's work. All right. What do the following states have in common? Delaware, Hawaii, Indiana, and Oklahoma.
All the states start with a vowel. No, they don't. Delaware's
no, no, you'll never get it. It has to do with their capitals.
Oklahoma, Delaware, Hawaii. They all start with H.
No. They all start with the same letter as the state.
Oh, okay.
Like Hawaii is Honolulu. I don't know. Indiana, Indianapolis. What's the capital of Oklahoma? I just failed geography.
Oklahoma City.
And what's the capital of Delaware? Oh, who cares?
Hartford. Oh, it's what?
Who cares?
I was going to say Dover.
Dover, there you go, because it'd have to be a D. But I don't know Oklahoma with an O.
Yeah.
All right. Balding. Saturday is Be Bald and Be Free Day. All right. So, 15 seconds. I want you to try and name 5 bald celebrities.
Okay. Telly Savalas.
Oh, you're old.
Thanks.
You're so old. Okay.
Bruce Willis.
Okay. You're not going to make it in 15 seconds.
No, I'm not going to make it 15 seconds.
Right. You had 2 that were. Oh no, you had one that was on the list. Bruce Willis is on the list. They just had a few to help people out. The Rock. That would have been an easy one.
Okay.
Vin Diesel.
Okay.
Right. Michael Jordan. And then my 2 personal favorites that I would have picked, Mr. Clean and Patrick Stewart, the captain of the Enterprise. Make it so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Right. All right, today, usually, man, you're all over it. Today, just not a good trivia day for you,
It's
buddy.
not a good day for me today, I tell you.
All right, we're going to put Mike down for a 5-minute nap. And then we will be back with part 2 if you stick around. It's fun and games, it's odd news and more right here on KCHW.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, October the 13th, 2021. I'm Mike Clifford. U.S. Supreme Court justices heard arguments Tuesday in a case involving a 2018 Kentucky abortion law that bans a medical abortion method used after 15 weeks of pregnancy.
The Kentucky law was later struck down as unconstitutional. Attorney Heather Gatnerick with the ACLU of Kentucky explains the issue before the court involves the role of the state's Republican Attorney General, Daniel Cameron.
The issue before the Supreme Court is very specifically about that procedural question: should the Attorney General have been allowed to intervene at such a late stage after the courts had already struck down the law twice, or did the Sixth Circuit get it right and he shouldn't have been allowed to intervene?
The legislation made it a crime for doctors to use a second trimester procedure known as dilation and evacuation. The 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals permanently blocked the law from going into effect last summer. Abortion rights advocates nationwide are closely watching the outcome of the Kentucky case after national protests over the Supreme Court's recent decision to allow a 6-week abortion ban to go into effect in Texas. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
The Supreme Court is also scheduled to hear arguments in December about a Mississippi law that bans abortions entirely after 15 weeks. The Washington Post reports that investigators in Georgia now haven't found any evidence to substantiate claims that fraudulent or counterfeit ballots were counted in Fulton County during the 2020 general election. That's according to a court filing. The Post notes that former President Trump fixated on Georgia, and particularly on Fulton County, after the November general election, claiming without evidence that fraud in the county contributed to his narrow loss in the state. A new program aims to give underserved students of color extra support to close education and workforce training gaps that have grown worse during the pandemic.
The Racial Equity for Adult Credentials in Higher Education, or REACH program, helps Black, Hispanic, and Native American students deal with barriers to attending community colleges that many white students don't face. Wayne Taliaferro is with Lumina Foundation, co-sponsoring the program in Virginia and 5 other states.
Since 2016, Virginia has been investing in short-term training programs, and then they also allow for students to come back and continue into further study. And so that's something that's like, oh, that's a bright spot that we can maybe build upon.
From the $8 million initiative, he says they hope to see at least a 2% increase in adults of color gaining credits or career advancement over the next 2 years. In addition to Virginia, funding will flow to community colleges in states including California, Colorado, and Texas. I'm Diane Bernard.
This is PNS.
This portion of programming brought to you by 509's Finest Entertainment.
I'd like to remind everybody that coming to Chihuila this October 16th and 17th is the Rocktober Mountain Music Festival. Our Saturday lineup is rock and roll. Headlining our show will be Incoming Days with Enemy Mine and the Nixon Rodeo as co-head. All But Lost will be joining us from Colville, and Those Damn Kids will be coming from wherever they come from. Sunday is our acoustic and country showcase with local favorites like Dave and Ray and Old Souls and Antiques, as well as excellent performers Pamela Jean, Rusty Jackson, and Jason Perry, and many, many more. If you would like information on how to become a vendor or sponsor, please contact me directly at 509-608-2157. Call or text are both available.
This 509's Finest Entertainment event brought to you in part by Acres United Drug, Hartill's Mountain Saw and Tractor, and KCHW FM. You know, I just realized on Sunday, on the Country Day, Rusty Jackson, he has been in the studio and performed live for us on the morning show before. So you can even find him on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out.
Okay.
All right. Very cool. I am so excited for the live music.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make one on Sunday anyway.
All right.
So.
8:22, it's KCHW 102.7. Scott and Mike on a Wednesday. We roll out this part with our local birthdays. And let's see, for Wednesday today, we have Angie McLaughlin and Brian Ross having birthdays. There you go.
Ooh. So Brian, what's Brian, like 304?
Yeah, that's what it said after his name. Sorry, Brian. You're old. Oh, that was mean, Mike. He's going to beat you up now.
He's just so busy, and he's got his fingers into so many things. He's got to have multiple years per year.
I think I have to go back through the calendar by the end of the year because I think there's some kind of a conspiracy. I think Andrea Arnold shows up like every month to have a birthday in the calendar. I'm just saying, it seems kind of odd. She just had a birthday again, and I'm like, didn't I just say that her name last month? So
I was going to say, she just had a birthday like a week ago, right?
Yeah. So, and it seemed like that was probably the third or fourth time I said it this year. So I think she's up to something, and wouldn't that be just like her? Oh God!
No,
I hope she's listening. I hope she's
doing it multiple times so that Jared will remember.
Oh, or maybe just to mess him up, see if he can remember.
Yeah, or she wants more gifts.
That's what I was thinking. All right, celebrity birthdays. You got a few of those for us?
I do. I got Melinda Dillon. You know who that is?
I do not.
Ah, okay. Well, she was in The Christmas Story, and she's 82 years old.
Okay. I see some musicians on there today too.
Oh, the next one we both know.
Paul Simon. Yeah. 80?
Yeah.
Wow.
80.
Wow.
That's what I'm thinking. 80? That makes me old. And then we have Damon Wilson. I actually remember him from Sanford & Son.
Oh, yeah.
He's 75. Oh, Sammy Hagar is 74.
Oh, my gosh, I am so old. Wow. Wow.
Well, it's
74.
Nice to see,
he couldn't drive 55, and now he can't even get going that fast. Plus, he lost the key to his 3-lock box.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You remember when MTV first came on, it had to be like 84.
Yeah.
In that neighborhood. There was 2 videos I remember. One of them was Sammy Hagar, and the other one was Dee Snider with Twisted Sister.
Well, Sammy Hagar is going to re-release his breakout album, which was called Standing Hampton, and he's going to re-release that next month. It's going to be called Sitting Hampton.
Okay.
Sorry, wasn't that good?
Oh, then we move on to model Beverly Johnson. I have no idea who that is.
Me either.
She's 69.
All right.
Oh, your hero.
Marie Osmond.
Marie Osmond is 62. She's a little bit country. Okay.
Oh, you almost broke into song. Don't do that. No, actually, go ahead if you want to.
Oh, probably one of the best quality, in my opinion, NF players there's ever been. Jerry Rice is 59. It's really hard to understand he's 59. You know that?
Yeah. No.
I mean, man. Okay.
You're getting old.
Matt Walsh from Mike McClintock of Veep is 57. I have no idea who that is, but I do know who Kate Walsh is. No relation. Okay. From Private Practice and Grey's Anatomy is 54. Tisha Campbell Martin.
I have no idea.
No idea. So who cares how old she is? Okay. Oh, Nancy Kerrigan. You remember Nancy Kerrigan?
Yeah, but her ankle's more famous than she is.
That's true. Okay. Oh, she's 52. Remember, what was the gal that did the deed?
Oh, was it like a Tina or a Tracy or a?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Well, isn't it great we can't remember her, but we remember Nancy and her ankle?
Yeah, Nancy, exactly. Yeah. Okay. All right. TV personality Billy Bush is 50. He's Donald Trump's friend.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Sacha Baron Cohen is 50. I always liked him. I thought he was a really good actor or comedian.
And then AOC's having her birthday today. That'll make a lot of people happy.
She's 32 going on 12.
Uh-huh. The C stands for crazy.
Crazy. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Oh, Tiffany Trump is 28.
Oh, there's more of them?
There's more of them.
Oh,
they're younger.
Man. This planet's in trouble.
Then we end up with Caleb McLaughlin, who is 20 years of age. I have no idea who Caleb is.
And he looks like he's like 14. He plays Lucas on Stranger Things. That's crazy.
Really?
He's 20? 16 tops, but he's 20. It's funny how actors get away with that.
Yeah.
Playing a kid at 20. All right, let's move on to history. It's called It Happened Today, and we're going to kick it off in 1792. Washington, D.C., the cornerstone of the United States Executive Mansion, known as the White House since 1818, was put in place.
Ooh. Aren't
19...
they supposed to look at that every 100 years?
Why, did they miss it?
I don't know.
Oh. 1962, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf opened on Broadway. Up to 1999, 12-year-old, I remember this, Fairfax, Virginia boy sent to the principal's office for misbehaving, walked out of the school, went to the airport, boarded a TWA plane without a ticket, and flew to St. Louis. Boy called his mom from St. Louis, and TWA flew him back home the next day.
Oh, that was nice of them.
Yeah.
Oh, this was definitely prior to today's world.
Yeah, he just wandered onto a plane.
Yeah.
2002, Oklahoma car thief. They're usually not too smart. So he drove 1,750 miles to get arrested for trying to sell a stolen Corvette on the internet auction site eBay. The alleged buyer was a New York City detective who knew the car was stolen. Detective said the thief probably set a record for driving the longest distance to get arrested. Delivering a stolen car.
Delivering a stolen car.
All right. 2005, a New Jersey man duct taped his roommate to a bed and stole his car.
So is there a theme going on here?
There is. This is history, folks. Several hours and 200 miles later, he surrendered to police after stopping for a few beers. Yup, it doesn't get any better. 2008, Rhode Island began offering tours of several wastewater treatment facilities. Tours of treatment plants were available in the East Province of Bristol and Narragansett. Well, isn't that fun?
Well, maybe that could be a fundraiser for the city of Chihuila.
I think that'd be more of a punishment. That's how we'll shame people that do something wrong, as we'll send them to the sewer treatment plant for a tour.
Sewer treatment plant. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to skip that one, even though it's kind of colorful.
Right.
Bob Dylan awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature, 2016. At his acceptance speech, he said, ha 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 ha. And people just clapped. Yay, Bob.
See, I'm trying to get my head around why would he
That's Bob Dylan laughing.
So can you think of any Bob Dylan songs?
Well, so to me, Bob Dylan has always been a musician's musician. That means musicians think he is the world's best, but people kind of listen to it and go, "Why they?"
Exactly.
But his writing in his songs, and I don't know if that's what he won the Nobel Prize. It was for a book or what he won it for. But people say, and I've never got into it and dived into it, but people say his writing is magnificent. His the writing of his lyrics and what he comes up with is very profound. So maybe that's how he won the Nobel Prize. As far as singing, I don't know what he's saying.
I was going to say, I can't stand it.
All right, let's see. Last one. 2019, Simone Biles became the most decorated gymnast in history when she won a record 25th medal at the World Championships in Stuttgart, Germany. Even the names of towns in Germany sound mad. Where are you going this weekend? I'm going to Stuttgart.
Munich.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to break things. All right, on to special events. There's a whole bunch of them. And we're going to start off with one, and Mike always does this to me.
I was thinking the other way around. It's Bully Prevention Day.
Yes.
Scott, take that to heart.
Bullying Prevention Day.
Right.
Stop picking on people.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And the next one is these people have a really, really, really hard job. I admire them. Emergency Nurses Day. Think of how the dynamics of what that job is every day.
That's tough.
It's tough. Oh.
Although I remember we used to do this thing. I don't know if they do it at the school still, where they would test the ambulance treatment people that take care of you when the ambulance shows up. And
right.
It was test day, and they have like fake accidents, and people have to do things for you. And the person, I was in a car accident, mock car accident with a broken back, and the lady that was assisting me killed me. So the instructor looks at her and she goes, because I was like strapped into this like gurney that gets cranked down without putting pressure on your spine. Now, granted, this is when I'm coming out of high school, so it's 40 years ago.
Right.
You know, and it had some kind of like system that would slowly lower you if you had a broken back, right? And you're on this gurney thing. Well, she bumped while she was doing it. There must have been some kind of release lever, and I'm strapped in, and she bumps it, and I just slam. You know, the top half of me just slams to the pavement, and then the instructor comes over. He's either dead or paralyzed from the neck down. You're done. And she looked at me. She said, "Sorry." So glad it wasn't real. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Today is English Language Day.
Okay,
that's good to have.
Yeah, I'm really bad at it. If you haven't noticed.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Actually. You know, do you have a tendency when you write? I have a tendency to write, and I'm thinking like 4 lines ahead of that, so I miss words.
Oh yeah. Rereading and sometimes when you reread it, you don't even notice you missed the word.
The word, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Weird.
And then I get picked on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, Scott, can you take your video camera and kind of, you know, go around the studio there?
Okay. What are you looking for?
A teddy bear.
A teddy? No, I didn't bring my teddy bear to work with me today.
Oh, okay, because it's bring your teddy bear to work or school day.
Actually, I think the big teddy bear's on the other screen right there. Yeah, that one.
So I guess you did bring one to work today.
Yeah, he's in blue.
Okay, all right. It's a National Chess Day. Are you a big chess player?
I used to be when I was a kid. I haven't done it in years, and I think it makes for a great strategist.
It does. Yeah. You know when you're. I used to really play a lot of chess, and then I kind of gave it up for who knows what reason. So the last time I had my 8-year-old granddaughter here, she's a chess player at 8.
And did she beat you?
She did multiple times.
Oh, wow. Make her the general.
Okay, today is National Depression Screening Day.
I know.
You know?
I know.
Okay, and this first one, the first time I read it, it said, "Take your pants to lunch day." It's actually "Take your parents to lunch day."
Well,
okay.
I'm going to have to do some digging at the cemetery.
Exactly.
Oh, that's horrible joke. Horrible joke.
Can you believe what day it is also?
No, I can't believe it's that day either. I don't believe it for a minute. It's a big lie.
Yeah, the International Skeptics Day.
Yeah.
Who would believe that?
Yeah, it's like those shots.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so I have no idea what this is, other than I know it's a pudding. It's Yorkshire Pudding Day.
Yorkshire Pudding Day.
So what's Yorkshire pudding?
Well, I know a Yorkshire's a type of dog.
So it's pudding made of a dog.
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
All right. So it's a Yorkie pudding.
And the next one is the most important day.
Oh, yes.
M&M's Day.
Yeah. Everybody can eat just one. Come on.
Right. So what's your favorite color of M&M?
Oh, dude, you know I'm about the green, right?
Yeah.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, the number for the day is 102.4 million. And that's the number of times Scott's been rejected this month. No. It's the calories a typical American will consume in their lifetime. I've already surpassed that. Rookie numbers. All right, on to bits and breaks. This is a fun one. I really like that, Mike. I want you to do the first one. It's a public service announcement from Mike Bentz. Wish I had some theme music or something.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
I'll get my best public service announcement voice in blood.
Okay, please do.
The following is a public service announcement from the Chihuila Center for Gravity Preservation.
Ooh.
Top scientists agree that the present rate of consumption, the Earth's supply of gravity, will be exhausted before the 24th century.
We're running out of gravity?
No. As a man struggles to discover cheaper alternatives, we need your help.
Huh.
Please consider some of the following methods for conserving gravity. First one, walk with a light step. Carry helium balloons if possible.
Uh-huh.
Move on. Use tape, magnets, or glue instead of paperweights.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Give up skiing and skydiving for a more horizontal sport, like curling. Okay. All right. Avoid showers. Take baths instead.
How's that going to work? Or how does that help the gravity?
Because the water is buoyant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Yeah. Okay. Do I have to teach you everything?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Don't hang all your clothes in the closet. Keep them in one big pile.
I
So
do
what else is
already.
new?
I am ready for this.
And the most important one is the last one. Stop flipping those pancakes.
You're causing problems.
That's right. Among other things you might not flip are eggs, waffles, dogs,
Your pillow.
your pillow.
To the cool side.
Yeah, this is a good time to be creative to save gravity for the future. End of public service announcement number 122256784 from Chihuila, Washington.
Yay! That was good. All right, I've got misleading food names. All right. First one I have, these are things that make me angry. Bear claw. It's an almond-flavored, yeast-raised pastry shaped in a large irregular semicircle with slices around the outside, evoking the shape of a bear's claw. But it's not really a bear claw. Huh? It's a misleading food name.
Okay.
Hawaiian pizza. This version of pizza does not come from Hawaii at all. It has pizza toppings with pineapple and ham and sometimes onions or peppers. The name probably came from the pineapples that grow in Hawaii, as well as the traditional place of pork in the native Hawaiian diet. But it's not really Hawaiian pizza. All right, all right, this one. It should be food that should be named differently. Head cheese.
Have you ever had head cheese?
No.
Oh, I've had it. My dad loved it.
Oh,
and I've had it once, and it's as revolting 70 years later as it was, or 60 years later as it was that I had it.
Like pickled pig's feet. There you go.
Well, it's like it's pickled brains.
Oh, it says here it's a traditional sausage made from gelatin and beef or sheep head parts and contains no cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's just a cheater.
Have you ever opened up a can of Spam?
Is that what it looks like? Is that what head cheese looks like?
Well, actually, if you take the gel that's around the Spam, that's what it looks like.
Oh. All right, next on my list is a Boston cream pie, and I'm angry about that because it's not a pie at all. It's a cake.
Cake.
All right, the next one makes me mad, too. Buffalo wings, not really made from buffalo.
Yeah, where'd that name come from?
I don't know. They're fried chicken wings coated in hot pepper sauce, named after the city of Buffalo, New York, where the recipe originated. That's why we call it buffalo wings.
Now we know.
That's right. Elephant ear. That just sounds disgusting. Who wants to eat an elephant's ear?
One of Loretta's favorites.
Oh, it's a deep-fried thin pastry lightly coated in cinnamon sugar or powdered sugar, named and derived from the final shape of the dough, thought to resemble the ear of an elephant. Or perhaps the elephant man. Would it be funner if we said elephant man ears? No.
No.
Let me
That'd
answer.
be derogatory.
Yeah. That'd be insensitive. I can't believe I said it again.
That's right.
French fries actually originated in Belgium. They're not French at all. As well as French dressing, which is unknown in France. But something I do like to do. Watch the French dressing. No. German chocolate cake, not German at all, but wholly American layer cake derived from his name, Sam German, who invented the sweet baking chocolate German baker's chocolate in 1852. Has nothing to do with Germany. All right, another thing I like to do, Italian's dressing. Unknown in Italy, where oil and vinegar are usually served separately. But they don't even know what Italian dressing is. And Papi Chow, it's peanut butter and chocolate covered cereal coated with powdered sugar. It's intended for humans.
Really?
No, not really. All right. I want to know what you say to your dog.
Me?
Yes. That's the next one on there. Questions for your dog? Is it questions you would ask your dog? Questions,
really?
Questions Mike will ask his dog. It's right after Stop Flipping Pancakes if you're lost.
I am lost.
All right. Well.
Okay.
You want me to do it for you?
Well, until I get caught up.
All right. The first one says, when you are asleep, which, let's be honest, is about 60 to 70% of the day. Mike.
Easy now.
And you're dreaming, and your paws are making running motions while you sleep. Are those happy dreams or not so happy dreams? Like, are you being a hero and catching squirrels, or are you running from something scary? Question Mike wants to ask his dog, even though it sounded like Mike sleeping 60 to 70%.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, I'm found now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, is it your interpretation that I'm taking you for a walk, or would you say that you're taking me for my walk?
All right. These are things, Mike, if you just joined us, that Mike asks his dog.
That's right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think it depends on what day of the week it is.
Okay.
And with me and my older dog, it depends on which one of us has more energy.
Whether he's walking you or you're walking him, right?
That's right. The younger dog definitely is walking me.
So sometimes when you go out with the old dog, you both just stand there and look at each other?
Pretty much.
Okay.
We look at each other and say,
it's fun.
Do you really want to do this? How far today? 100 feet?
We're done.
Okay. So, the rug. It's literally the nicest rug we have, which I think you appreciate because it seems to be your favorite rug to lie on. So why, every time you have to vomit, you rush over to that rug so you can throw up on it?
It's my favorite rug.
It's my favorite rug.
It's comfortable.
And you always clean it up.
It's comfortable.
If I did it on the hard floor, it'd scatter over everything.
I was so impressed with my cat. She had got done eating, jumped up on the couch, and she started doing that cat thing, like she's going to cough up a hairball or throw up, and she jumps up with this scared look on her face, and she stands on the edge of the couch and stretches her head out in her neck and projectile vomits all over the floor. But it was so nice of her to stand up and try to get it off the couch. I was impressed with that.
That's true.
Yeah, I was like, wow, she didn't vomit on the couch. Thank you. All right, keep going. That's gross.
Okay, speaking of gross, when you stand over a plant and poop on it.
Okay.
Is that because you like pooping on plants, or you like to challenge my poop picking up skills?
And what did the dog answer?
Skills. It's all about skills.
All right.
Okay, and the last thing I do when we talk to my dog, what do you think would happen if you actually caught one of those cats you are obsessed with on our walks?
Yeah, don't think it'd be
because my money is on the cat. You only see out of one eye for the rest of your life.
But they think they're going to do something if they catch it.
That's right.
It's actually the thrill of the chase, I bet.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm moving along this morning, almost to the end of the show. That means we get to do that thing and go find people, crazier than us.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh, yeah, wrapping up this morning's show with the odd news, and today's show brought to us by God-Fearing Brothers. They sponsor the show because no one else will. Thank you, Carl and Juanita, for saving our bacon.
Saving our bacon.
Yeah, that's right. We start this off with the news attack where the first part's true and the second part is just a bad joke. And will you kick it off?
Well, thanks for giving me the really good one.
Okay.
Okay. Brazil's president said he's bored with questions about country's COVID-19 death toll, which is over 600,000. Let me guess. You'd rather talk about Squid Game?
That show nobody knows what it is on Netflix? Yeah, that one.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Study says the key to keeping the pounds off is to weigh yourself each day, but it didn't say whether you should do it before or after the quarter pounder with cheese. I'm going to guess before.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
I'm going to a pumpkin carving party this weekend.
Oh, awesome. Can I come?
Oh, well, what are you going to carve?
I don't know. How do you do it?
Oh, well, I want you to carve. The first step in carving a good pumpkin is to make it as hollow as a politician.
Oh, yes. It has to be empty inside. Being willing for anything. Oh, they are just like politicians. Huh.
That's right.
An elk in Colorado is finally free of a tire that had branded around his neck for 2 years. More on this story later. But maybe the elk wanted the tire on his neck. Like, hey guys, look at me, I'm a car.
How about, what do you think of my bling?
Yeah. Necklace. Uh-huh.
Necklace.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You know, hey, cow elk, I got one of these.
Bumper elk.
Okay, a study says that trans fat found in mini snacks may damage your memory. What'd you say?
What?
Wait, did I just eat one entire bag of Oreos or two?
Oh, yeah, it's going fast.
Fast. Yeah.
Research shows that looking down to stare at your smartphones puts up to 60 pounds of stress on your neck. I've noticed that before. Like,
yeah.
And get the sore neck. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Instagram.
Okay, well, I do have some good news.
Okay.
Crossing your legs isn't bad for your health.
Oh.
Okay. Unless you're driving.
Huh. I wonder, now I want to experiment and see, could I drive with my legs crossed and run the brake pedal with my right foot and the gas pedal with my left foot? Watch out for me coming down a road near you.
Okay.
It's Scott. Quick, swerve. Halloween is coming.
Really?
Yeah, I got a question. Why do parents dress up their kids and then send them out trick-or-treating when there's already a big bowl of candy at the door? Let me just stay home. All right. I know that doesn't sound like fun. On to a wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories but sound effects, and we're really going to need some bad sound effects today. Mike Betts, kick us off with wacky but true.
Okay, we're in Nebraska.
Oh.
Lincoln, Nebraska, to be specific.
Okay.
A man who huffed gasoline. How do you huff gasoline?
That's, I think they sniff it.
Okay. All right. Crashed into a home and caused the porch to collapse. The homeowner and the driver of the car were uninjured.
Oh, man. Huh. Apparently he had a little too much.
Suck gas, evildoers.
A UK woman realized everyone's worst nightmare after she went to use the bathroom and found a 4-foot snake in the toilet. The discovery was made at 5:30 in the morning on Saturday. I don't know why that's important, but it is. The woman said, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the toilet, and it was just there. I nearly sat on the thing. She added, its head was just resting on the toilet seat. Oh, man. And now a word from the snake.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hey, we're out of toilet paper!
See?
Oh, speaking of snakes.
No, not more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
A woman who suspected snakes might be living under a California home was proven right in the worst possible way. It happened last week in Sonoma County, west of Sacramento. And photos show the snakes came out in tangled clumps like some sort of venomous pasta. Ooh. Alan Whiff of the Sonoma County Reptile Rescue posted a Facebook photo of the snakes he pulled out from under home. 22 adult rattlesnakes and 59 young ones. To clear the snakes took 3 hours, 45 minutes. He identified the species as the northern Pacific rattlesnake, which feeds on rodents and grows to about 5 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the kind of neighbor you want to have a backyard barbecue with. Hey, everybody, let's go. Free hot dogs.
Run away!
And it tastes like chicken.
But they taste like chicken. Put them on the grill right away. Wow, That's crazy to find. And the little ones are the venomous ones. They're even worse. Wow.
Right.
All right. Here we go. Kind of a story I did a little bit ago. More information, though. Wildlife officials in Colorado say an elusive elk that has been wandering in the hills with a car tire around his neck has finally been freed of the obstruction. The 4.5-year-old, 600-pound bull elk was spotted Saturday evening and tranquilized. Can you say that for me? Tranquilized. Yeah.
Right.
Wildlife officials had to cut off the elk's 5-point antlers to remove the tire because they couldn't slice through the steel in the bead of the tire. The tire had been on the animal's neck for 2 years. Wow. Could you imagine, though, being him and waking up and realizing that your antlers were gone? Wow. What did I drink last night?
Why didn't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Poor guy. That's so sad. All right, last one's all yours, buddy.
Okay, a Swedish man was so eager to stop drinking that he agreed to serve part of his friend's drunk driving sentence to get himself sober. That's a true friend.
That is a true friend. Hey, I'll go to jail for you, buddy.
The man posed as his friend to report to jail for a month's stay. Of course, the friend was all over the plan, but the ruse was discovered just in 2 weeks. The imposter had been charged with perjury and wrongful use of another person's identity.
Oh, so now does the other guy get in trouble for not showing up for jail? Does he get some kind of penalty too? All right. It turns out it wasn't just getting sober. Here was the main reason, like most of America right now.
I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm going to go anymore.
I had a whole bunch of them for jobs.
I hate this job.
And then one for you.
Isn't there anything job-related that you should be doing at this particular moment?
And then the last one.
I can't believe we drove around all day and there's not a single job in this town. There is nothing, nada, zip. Yeah, unless you want to work 40 hours a week.
And apparently nobody does.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, man. I want you to have a great day. Thank you for listening this morning. Mike Vance, couple reminders from the Chamber.
Yep. Chamber Bucks. Go to the auction website, which is chihuila.org/auction. Auction ends on the 15th. There's a lot of really, really nice items on there. And the bidding is going to get, or has already been hot and heavy, and it'll get some more Friday afternoon. Ends at 5 p.m. on Friday.
All right. And this weekend, you can catch KCHW out in person for the first time in almost 2 years as we broadcast from the park for the big music festival from 509's Finest. That's going on Saturday and Sunday. We'll be there for a few hours each day in our tent, enjoying the music, and you can support your public radio station. We'll have a donation jar there and membership forms, and you can save me some time because if you show up there and make your do your annual membership, I won't have to send you a letter. See how that works? All right. Other than that, we want you to have a great day tonight on the radio. First up at 6 o'clock, we've got some bluegrass music for you. Then at 8, it's Doug McQuain and his show, Dirt Road Blues. So you got a couple hours of blues music. And then at 10, it's Paranormal Talk Radio on your radio with the Graylian Report with Micah Hanks. All coming your way tonight on KCHW 102.7. Other than that, I'm Scott.
I'm Mike.
And we want you to have a great day.
Not so fast! Public news team is taking a break from its pledge drive. No commercials, no